Hey, welcome back to the series. Next up in the guide, we'll be taking a look at the Goopy Inferno in Pianta Village. This here's a pretty interesting shine in that when you enter the level after selecting the episode, as you can see, Shadow Mario here is going to take FLUDD away from us. And normally that's something we would only see if we were playing in one of the secret levels in Super Mario Sunshine, but this one time here, this one and only time, it's going to happen as we enter sort of a normal level, if you will. And as we cross the bridge here, we're going to pretty quickly see that the entire village is kind of covered in this bright orange paint. And this paint's a little bit different than the usual stuff we've seen so far in the series. The normal paint, if you will, you kind of slip and slide if you touch it, and if you stand in it too long, you will take damage, but it's kind of a slow process. This stuff here is different. It's like it's burning. If you touch it, you'll actually be thrown into the air and instantly take damage. And a lot of times you'll fall back down, back into the paint and take damage again. And it's pretty easy to sort of get locked in place where you just take damage over and over and over, and then you very quickly run out of life and have to start over again. So we'll want to avoid this stuff if we can. But in any case, our goal here in this episode is pretty much to get over here to this golden mushroom. There's a lot of mushrooms in this stage, but there's only one golden one. Yeah, there it is. That one right there. And the mayor is actually sitting on top of it. And he's kind of stranded there, so we're going to be trying to help him out. And don't forget, we don't have FLUDD here, so normally we would just wash this orange paint out of the way and we just kind of make our way over there to that platform. But since we don't have FLUDD, we have to get a little creative here. This is how I like to do this. I kind of just come over here. I swim up the river. There's a natural river that sort of snakes its way part the way through the village. And then for this last leg, what I do is I just kind of dip Mario's feet into this little spring here. And then as you run, you kind of splash water for a few steps. So you can kind of clear at least a little bit of this path. I think you are eventually going to get to a point where you have to jump the rest of the way. And there I go. I did a little bit of a side somersault. I was trying to do a spin jump because you do definitely go further when you do the spin jump. But I was able to throw a dive in there and just barely make it. But yeah, I think this is a pretty reasonable approach to doing this shine. There are different techniques you can try. I've seen people hop across the mushrooms down there on the right-hand side, as well as there's like crates and stuff down in the paint that you can use to hop across. I've even seen people hop on enemies, like the little squids that form as you stand next to paint that kind of slowly walk towards you and jump at you. I've seen people jump on a couple of those in a row to get part the way across. But yeah, I think swimming up the river and just sort of splashing the last little bit of paint is probably the safest method. Just kind of be careful as you're making that final jump, because you kind of have to jump over quite a bit of that orange paint, and you don't want to get locked into, bouncing up and down and taking a bunch of damage and having to start over. So in any case, that's how I collect that shine. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.